Hey everyone, my name's Jonesy. Welcome back to my pool room. I just got back from my trip to Portland and Lincoln City. I played in a bunch of tournaments, had a fantastic time. I actually vlogged about it the whole time, so if you're interested in that, find that on this channel. It was such an awesome trip. Loved shooting with Don and Dan. I played in a lot of singles tournaments. It was a really fulfilling experience. Got home yesterday and came home to my brand new Jam Up Northman alternate jersey. This is our an alternate jersey for the Northman. I just wanted to have some options, and I love it. I love how it turned out. I think Jam Up makes the best pool playing, but not only pool playing, just apparel in general. I think it's so comfortable, very light, airy, and just flexible. It's awesome gear. If you would like any help with your custom jerseys, please let me know. I love assisting in making your vision a reality. Also, throughout the trip, I mentioned this on the vlog, I recently became a Lucasi brand ambassador. They sent me a whole bunch of gear here that I tried out on the trip. Enjoyed the heck out of it. The infused maple shaft. This thing is a game changer for me. It's a carbon fiber core with a maple shell. Duck to water. This is such a fantastic shaft. I really loved it. Next, the Air Hog 2 jump cue. This thing it makes it effortless to jump, and I just think it's such a slick design. It's a 3-part jump cue, which is perfect for me. I love a longer jump cue because my preference is underhand and jumps. And then this I actually didn't have on the trip, but I came home to this as well. This is the new Pure X carbon fiber brake cue. I think it's awesome. It looks so, I love the looks of this thing. Haven't tried it out yet, so we're gonna try that out now. And I think that's about it. We're gonna do race against the Ghost. I think the current score is the Ghost 3, I have 2, so still some ground to make up. Yeah, we're gonna get to the race now. I hope you all enjoy. All right, chalk. Let's make sure we are rolling. Chalking it for the first time. That's exciting. Ooh, all right. Please don't mind all the camping stuff. I'm still getting settled in from the trip. All right. All right, and we are off. So, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the trip. It was incredible. It was very fulfilling. And I definitely want to do more trips like it in the future. So what I did was Saturday morning, I got up and I went to Portland. On my way, I took my time and kind of did some exploring on the way. But when I got to Portland, for about 5 days, I had found this website that just had a list of all the local tournaments in Portland and the surrounding areas, and then just every day of the week I hit as many of them as I could, and it was incredible. So got there Saturday and just kind of relaxed, hung out with my brother who lives in Portland for a little bit, and then on Sunday it started. So Sunday at around 1 o'clock I went to a location called Midway, which is actually somewhere I've played pool before. Went down there a few years ago for a 500 and under Fargo tournament and actually won the thing. Took first. My friend Todd took third, and my other friend Russ took fifth. So that was a great, little blast from the past. Got there at 1, played the tournament, and I took second, which was great. I would say I Fargo wise, I should have won the tournament. But but it was a 9-ball race to 2, and we went hill, and he snapped the 9-ball to win the thing. So no big deal there. And then Sunday night, I went to a place called the Fortune Star Lounge. Incredible venue. Absolutely loved it. It from the outside looked like a total dive, but had 6 diamond pool tables, and it was an awesome place. Really enjoyed that. And Fargo reported it was a 10-ball tournament. Upon checking in and them filling out the brackets, when I got to see the list of players, I was, damn near the bottom Fargo wise, which was awesome. I love that. That's the whole point of playing out of town, is challenging myself and playing, different players and new players. The challenge is what I'm after. And so to go there and be playing all these 600 plus Fargo level players while I'm a 573, it was really awesome. Ended up doing really well too. Definitely played above my weight class, and ended up finishing 3rd in that. Also, while there, one of the other players in the tournament, who just happened to get out, asked if I'd be willing to play some sets with him. So we ended up playing $5 a game, and then soon after that, $10 a game, and ended up doing really well. Got quite a bit off of him. So real quick pause. I did hook myself here, so we are using the Lucasi Air Hog 2. I did use this cue a lot on my trip. I think it's a fantastic jump cue. I did leave myself very tough, though, in the middle of the table. So I will be using a bridge to jump. Just about make it, but unfortunately did not. So that is going to be Jonesy 1, Ghost 1.
That's on me though, no worries.
So anyway, so that was Sunday night with the Fortune Star Lounge. Monday, there actually weren't any tournaments that I could find, which was a little surprising, but it is what it is. That ended up just being a casual, exploring, relaxed day, which ended up being well needed after all the excitement of the first few days of the trip. Tuesday night, I ended up finding this pool hall called the 89 Sports Bar, which was also incredible. So this place was located in the basement of a strip mall. I actually had a hard time finding it at the beginning. You had to go inside the mall. There were, salons and a karate school, and then you turn down this hallway and then go downstairs to below the mall, and there it was, and it was incredible. There were 11 diamonds in the back, which the tournament was played on, and then there were like 3 or 4 more just regular pool tables over by the door where just regular patrons could go hang out and play pool. It was so cool that they kept them separated like that. This was actually the only tournament I didn't cash in. It was also a 9-ball tournament, and I struggled. There were a lot of really high-level players in there, and it just wasn't my night. No big deal. Still got a lot of great experience. I think I finished 1 outside of the money, if I remember correctly, and all but one of the players that I played were higher Fargos than myself. So, again, great challenge and really enjoyed the challenge. So then Wednesday night found another place called the M&M Restaurant and Lounge, and this place was in a town called Gresham, really close to Portland. And it was actually a very cool town, very picturesque. It was like the main street, which is the M&M was on. It was very walkable. Shops all over the place, restaurants. There was a lot of live music, and it was such a cool little place. The restaurant, the M&M had a restaurant in the front, and then the bar was in the back. So nice little tucked away hidden gem. It was so cool. This place also diamonds, only 4 tables, but they really made maximum use of their space. And another pool table apart from the rest, and this was like a valley or something. I just love that Portland they have so many pool players, and they just know when you're hosting tournaments, you want to keep regular bar folks separate. And I liked how there were just regular tables for normal people use, Anyway, this is the first one that I actually ended up winning. And like I said, cashed in every tournament but the one, ended up winning this tournament. And it was so cool. Everybody in there, they were the nicest people. I actually lost my very first match, and then I just went on a tear, 2-0ing pretty much everybody, including people with, again, much higher Fargos than myself. I was so floored everywhere I went, my Fargo being so much lower than the majority of the people there. Pool is huge in Portland, so I definitely want to go back. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, drove to Lincoln City for the Western BCA 9-ball championships. This is the only team tournament I did on the trip, which included my great, phenomenal teammates, Daniel Dudley and Don Gifford. Wonderful friends, wonderful supportive teammates. Had a heck of a time. It was so cool. Camped out of my truck in this little campsite right off the main road in Lincoln City. Did some walking on the beach. Ate at a few nice restaurants, and like I said, we were there for pools. So we lost our very first match, and it was crazy. They had so many early 9s, and lost our first match, but then won our next 3, and then lost our last one to get out of the tournament, unfortunately. But we did sign up for second chance, and then won that. So didn't walk away with nothing, and we can say we did win second chance together. So all worked out for the best, and it was so fun. When we were playing second chance, we were unstoppable. I kid you not. We were making fantastic runouts. I had so many breaking runs personally, and yeah, such a great time. I would shoot with Don and Dan anytime. I definitely hope we do that again. But that was pretty much it for the trip. I really enjoyed vlogging it. That was a new experience for me. I got a lot of really positive comments from people about the vlog, and even had a few people say, hey, we should do that together. And that would be awesome. I'd love to have some company on those trips. So I definitely want to do Portland again, because even with how many places I went to, there are still plenty more to hit there. And of course, I've got my brother there, so added bonus. So I definitely want to hit Portland again. But I'd love, I'm just compiling a list. I'd love to do a tour of, Seattle tournaments and Sacramento tournaments and Los Angeles tournaments. And I just want to
hit them all and see how many we can, how many tournaments we can find, and do some exploring along the way, see some sites, maybe hit some national parks, state parks, camp out of the truck, save money on, lodging, and yeah, what an adventure. It was so fun, so fulfilling. I definitely want to do it again. Anyway, enough of that. Back to the match. Just made a heck of a shot on the 3. Got back in line on the 5. This should be a relatively easy out from here. But, I've been known to screw some of these up before. I want to talk more about the Lucasi gear I'm playing with. I literally got that package from... little history. Lucasi Cues is owned by a company called cue&case. Cue&case owns Lucasi Cues, Brunswick tables, American Heritage tables. The Pure X cues are owned by them. So that's why I got a Pure X brake cue as well, as Lucasi and Pure X are sister cue companies. I literally got that package the day before I left for my trip. I was contemplating whether or not I should even bring it with me, because I didn't want to let... I didn't mind so much for the singles tournaments. If I lose a singles tournament, oh well, it's me. It's just me. Who cares? But I didn't want to let my teammates down if I were to, be playing with brand new equipment I'm unfamiliar with. But I kid you not, I tried it out in my singles tournaments. Like I said, duck to water. It was so natural. There was no, getting used to period for me. I screwed that shaft in. So what came in the package was a cue case, which you can actually see on screen on the far right of the screen. It's a beautiful black, sleek butterfly case. I've never used a butterfly case before, but it's nice and light and holds a ton of cues. So I'm definitely gonna give it a try, see how I like it. And it was completely unexpected. I didn't expect them to send me a whole case. So very much appreciate it. So it included that case, the shaft I'm currently playing with, including a butt, but they had different joints, but that's okay, no worries. I'll be able to... I had a butt that worked with the shaft, no problem. And just so you know, that was my fault for a little miscommunication. I told them what cues I had, and anyway... so it included the case, this shaft I'm playing with, a butt, and the butt is beautiful. I'll have to show, I plan on doing some review videos of everything I've received, and a jump cue, everything. I tried it all out in my singles tournaments when I didn't care what happened, it was just there for fun. Duck to water, loved it all. The shaft especially is... I've said this for quite a while, actually. I love my carbon fiber shaft on my regular playing cue. I think it's great. I do not think you can beat the playability of a carbon fiber cue. The no deflection and how smooth it is and all that stuff. But when I learned this game, I played with a wooden shaft, and I miss the feeling of a wooden shaft. I've said it for a little while now. I've said it to a few friends anyway, that gosh, I miss playing with a wooden shaft, but there's no way I could give up the performance of a carbon fiber shaft. Well, here comes Lucasi with their Infused series, which is a carbon fiber core with a maple shell. It just It's like I feel like it was just meant to be. Honestly, it's weird to say that. I don't really believe in that stuff, but it feels so meant to be. I'm rambling. It's just exciting. I'm very excited about everything. So I apologize for rambling, but extremely happy and loving the new gear. And just so everybody's aware, I'm gonna keep all that stuff in my case that I bring to league and all that stuff. If anybody wants to try that stuff, let me know, because I am going to be screaming it from the rooftops that I think people should really consider that infused stuff and give it a go. And since we are talking about the brand ambassador stuff, please, I would love to know what you think about the new jersey. I for a while have wanted an alternate jersey, like football. You've got the home and away, you don't really have home and away in pool, but I like having alternate jerseys. For instance, when we've gone to Lincoln City in the past, we've done the blue and the yellow Predator Jam Up jerseys, and you just kind of each day you wear. You switch colors. I like doing that. I just think it keeps it fresh. I always like having more than one jersey anyway when you're playing multi-day tournaments, just to keep myself fresh. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think it looks really cool. It's just a white version. It's like a snowy version as opposed to a dark theme. So anyway, would love to hear your thoughts on it. I've been rambling. Haven't talked much about the match so far. So far, doing pretty well, 5-3. I do recall this shot, though. I get myself into a little bit of a pickle. I had more angle than I thought, and wanted to use inside English, or in that situation, left side English, to hold it on the underside of the 6 to shoot it up in the top quarter, because I thought the leave would be much tighter from the other side. Ended up not getting that much, so forced myself into a bank situation. Do it too wide, nick the 7, get lucky, but then I leave myself another bank. So this is what happens. You get out of line and then you're fighting your way back in. And unfortunately, I do not pull off the second lucky shot. So score is going to be 5-4. I feel like now that I have done that vlog series and have definitely and significantly gotten more comfortable talking to a camera, I have a lot of ideas that I've wanted to do for this channel that I feel like I'm finally comfortable enough for. So if you are enjoying this content, these races against the Ghost, my challenge match with Randy, and hopefully future challenge matches, the vlog series, any of that stuff, please subscribe to the channel. It would be awesome if you would share and like and all that stuff. It really helps out. I'd love to grow this to do more exciting things. I think especially for our Treasure Valley area, but anywhere this channel reaches, I think we could do a lot of cool things, and your support is very much appreciated. We're putting a pretty dang good run together here. 3, 4, 5 all connects fairly well. I think we're going to use a little right hand English or inside English to kill the cue ball off this rail here, so we can play it off both rails. I like being able to play it off more than one rail, let your stroke out a bit. I feel like I just get a more confident stroke when I am able to kind of let it out like that. Get a smidge of a funny angle on the 6, if I remember right. It's Yeah, just a little pinch draw and an easy 9-ball. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. 6-4. Like I said at the beginning, this is my first time using this break cue. It is such a solid, easy hit. Blowing my mind. It's like you don't even have to put a lot of power into it. You let the cue do the work. It's pretty impressive. And here we have a fairly decent break, although we do have a couple of clusters that make this an interesting rack. We're gonna shoot the little pinch draw off that one to try to break up the 5-4, so that's one cluster out of the way. Now everything actually passes at this point. We have a slightly funny angle at the 2. I did think I'd be shooting this into the side when I broke up that cluster, but the way it came off the 5 forced this into the corner. Not a big deal. Another pinch draw, which is great. The problem here, and it's hard to tell on camera, is this is super straight. And I try to cheat the pocket, but it's just too straight. I drew it right into the side. I really was disappointed. I remember feeling extra disappointed off of that break. Oh yeah, I forgot a salesman dropped by. That was super annoying. It startled me because they knocked on that window on the right. But anyway, that last rack, I just thought, man, how fun would that one have been? I like those really tight, close quarters combat type racks. They're fun to pick apart, and I was disappointed that one ended prematurely. Anyway, another fantastic break. Everything's just breaking so open. This specific shot I want to talk about, actually. So I get asked a lot why on that shot right there, why did I choose to shoot it into the side pocket instead of the corner, which would have been a much easier shot? And it's very simple. By shooting it into the side like I just did, I was able to follow as opposed to drawing it, which gave me far more precision in order to follow right into the rail. And when it came off of the rail, its natural angle and path was directly towards the 2, meaning I'm going into the shot line as opposed to crossing it. I've talked about it before in these races. I actually have plans of doing a full video on the topic because I think it is a huge thing to learn and understand going into shot lines as opposed to crossing them. It really widens your target range or where you want to have to leave the cue ball. It really opens up possibilities. Little overshot on that 8-ball, but it's all good. We have, chip in the chair. We're still at the table. We just, have a tough shot on the 9, but got to buckle down. And we made it. Score 7-5. Little note on that specific shot. So those thin cuts on the, any really thin cuts like that, I hope this was noticeable. I know it was more felt in my hand than you could probably see on camera, but just something to consider when you are shooting balls like that. Pick your target, obviously. Focus on the stroke. I see it all the time where someone has a thin cut like that and they drive that cue a million miles an hour, They think because you're just hitting it so thin, you you need all the power in the world, and it's just not the case. Something that I learned and I think is very true. Slow is smooth, smooth is far. This goes for any shot. Your follow shots, your draw shots, your thin slices. You do not have to hit them hard. If you have a slow, and I don't want to even say slow, but just if you have a smooth stroke and follow through, that will give you all the power you need. Maybe I'll even make a whole video on that. I think it is a powerful thing to have that understanding of you do not have to hit it crazy hard to draw up full table. You just have to have a good solid follow through. In fact, I will. I'm going to make a video of that. Had a really tough break there. Go for a breakout, miss it, hook myself. Score 7-6. It's all good. I don't really say this a whole lot when I make these videos, but I do not warm up before I do these races. I go right into the race. So I've noticed in my races that I seem to be fighting from behind a lot, but as I'm playing, I'm getting looser and looser and, you know, playing with more confidence. It's partly intentional because when I do these races, you know, life is life, and sometimes all I've got is a short time window to film in, right? So that's partly why I don't warm up, but also the other reason why I don't do it is specifically for training that be able to get out of the gate type of muscle. So in tournaments, for instance, Worlds, Lincoln City, there are going to be times where you're just sitting for a long time. That's just how it's shaking out. Oh, real quick, I get interrupted again. This is what I'm talking about. I don't really have long time windows, so another interruption, but back at it. Scores 8-6. So anyway, I will specifically not warm up for this because in tournaments there will be times where I don't get a warm up. All the practice tables are taken, or they're just all being used for the tournament, or whatever the case is. It's been an hour, you know, since my last match, and I have not been able to warm up whatsoever. So I try to simulate that in my practice sessions. Everything in my practice sessions, these ghost races, you know, anything, it's all to simulate tournaments. That's what I'm practicing for. So, and that was a real long tangent. I didn't really need to go into that much detail on the subject, but I just wanted to mention that it's something I've actually wanted to talk about since I started doing these. I haven't warmed up whatsoever on any of my ghost races, so I feel, watching back, I feel as though that I look way rustier than I would like, but that's just the nature of it. That's what I'm trying to practice and get through. So pretty decent break, although we do have one tough shot here. The 3 does not pass the 6 as much as I looked at it. I didn't mean to go right into the 6. I was actually trying to go into I didn't mean to go into the 3. I was trying to go into the 6 so I could shoot the 3 into the, the side pocket or something. But wasn't the case. Used it to carry him off and shoot the 4. Luckily, we have a shot at the 3. And I say luckily because, in a shot like that's a perfect example, actually. In a tournament, I would have 1,000% played a safety there and hidden the cue ball behind the 6, but we have to go all offense. So carry him into the 4, get a lucky leave, and have a line on the 5. and it should be relatively easy from here. Everything kind of connects with natural shape. This is just a, center ball, follow it up for the 6 ball. Perfect leave to center ball, go right off the 6 towards the opposite side of the table. This is the only non-natural shape shot of this run. I do use a little inside English to straighten the cue ball off the lower rail to come up for the 9, and then straight in shot on the 9. So that's the race. Jonesy wins 9-6.
All right, after a few interruptions, we finally finished. Final score being 9-6, which I'm mostly happy about. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I actually don't warm up at all before I do these. That's to simulate tournaments. I'm practicing specifically for tournaments where you might have a long wait and no open tables to warm up or keep in stroke. So I'm practicing getting in stroke during a match. And that's, I'm still getting there. I started out in a hole today, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, whatever it was. I want to get better at starting out better from just being cold. So that's the plan moving forward as I continue these races. But overall score, happy with 9-6 is admirable. Absolutely loved this brake cue, Purex Carbon Fiber brake cue. This thing smashes. It's smooth stroke into the rack, and this thing really does the work for you. Very happy with this. Very happy. I love the infused maple shaft. That's 100% my cue or my shaft moving forward. That's about it. The overall in the series, we're now tied 3-3, caught up to the Ghost. But we're not done. We practice all the time. Continue to practice starting out cold. Maybe, if I get a few games ahead of the Ghost, maybe we'll, not take ball in hand or whatever. But for now, we'll continue doing the same thing until I'm more consistent. Once we reach a more consistent place taking ball in hand, then we'll graduate ourselves beyond that. But anyway, that is about it. I really do appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I will see you all in the next video.